Good afternoon. Welcome to the virtual college fair. Thank you for joining us. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you, which means you can be as comfortable as you like and just sit back and listen to this great information that will be presented over the next 45 minutes. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional sessions where you signed up for this one, and this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. One more note about questions when you submit them using the Q&A button. If it's for a specific institution, please just go ahead and note that in your question so the right person responds to you. Well, I've gotten all the administrative stuff out of the way, so now I will get out of the way and turn it over to our presenters. I'll show you real quickly the order of our presentation today. We're in the out-of-state private session on the upper right corner of this graphic. So that's the order of the presentations today. So we'll start it off right now with our first presentation from Grand Canyon University.
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome. My name is Skylar Hong. I am the University Admissions Counselor for Grand Canyon University for the Spokane area. I live locally here in Spokane, grew up in Washington, graduated and attended GCU out of state, and now get to help you guys figure out if GCU could be a good fit for you or not. So we're going to dive right in. A little background about the university. We are a private Christian university located in Phoenix, Arizona. We've been around since 1949 and have about 22,000 on-ground students and a little over 60,000 students who attend online. So like I said, we are a private Christian university. You do not have to be a Christian to attend, but that foundation is definitely there throughout the campus. There's a lot of opportunities for students to grow their faith, but nothing is really required of you, and it's just there for if you want to take advantage of it or not. Look into our classrooms and academic life. Our average class size is about 25 students, which is really nice. You get to know your professor pretty well. Every professor I had at GCU knew my name throughout my whole time, which is pretty special. And one of my favorite things about our programs is that they are built in collaboration with industry standards through an external advisory board that we utilize. So we go out into the fields that we're sending graduates and say, hey, what are you guys looking for? What are graduates lacking? What are qualities that you are hiring? And how can we tailor our programs to fit those needs? We offer over 200 majors and programs. We're a pretty STEM heavy school, STEM and business. So we have some really strong engineering, computer programming, a lot of pre-med and pre-health programs. We offer, I'd say, almost all of it. So if there's anything specific that you're interested in, let me know. And we also have different program specialists from the different colleges who are available to do just one-on-one phone calls with students. And they are incredible. One of my favorite parts about GCU is the campus community. There's a really special feel about campus. People are just weirdly nice, open and hold the doors open for each other. And a lot of times you're able to get really connected your freshman year by living on campus. You're not required to live on campus as a freshman, but it is a great experience. This is kind of a little aerial view at our dorms. They're all suite style. So you have a living room, shared bedrooms, your own bathroom and walk-in closet. In your dorms, there's study rooms, laundry on all the floors. Every dorm or apartment is going to be located next to a pool, a gym, and some different dining options. Speaking of food, my favorite part, this is a peek at some of the different restaurants we have on campus. Your meal plan works at every single restaurant that we have. So 2 Chick-fil-A's, Panda Express, Taco Bell, lots of unhealthy options, and then some super great healthy options as well. And there's also a full grocery store on campus. We're a Division I athletic school, so we have 21 Division I teams, pretty much everything with the exception of football, but basketball is really our big deal sport. People go crazy for it at GCU. Cost-wise, we are pretty comparable to your average public Washington University in cost, which really surprised me when I found GCU. So your average cost of attendance before any scholarships are subtracted is pretty close to $25,000, $26,000 for the year. That's with living on campus, fees, tuition, everything, but I can put together an estimated budget sheet specific to you and your major. But we do offer some really generous scholarships off the bat once you're accepted. So every student coming in has at least almost a $3,000, this year it's $2,900 scholarship up to almost $10,000. So those are huge and can make a difference, renew every single year. Next steps for you guys to be aware of. We are in the beginning of our admission cycle. You might be in the beginning of your senior year. It's really important to apply now. We have, like I said, some early decision scholarships. I want to be able to get as much resources as I can to you to support you through this process and help you figure out if GC is going to be a good fit for you or not. So you want to apply today as soon as possible. Our application is free. There's no essay. It takes 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll reach out to collect a copy of your transcripts afterwards. Here is my contact info. I would love to see you for our little Q&A breakout session at the end. Feel free to take a picture of this. If you are ready to apply, just feel free to text that phone number right there. That's my work phone, and I will shoot you over the application link. So hope to see you guys some more. Thanks for letting me share, and pass it along to our next presentation.
Wanted to jump in real quick, remind people if they have questions, use the Q&A button. And if it's specific to one of the schools represented, please note that in your questions. Also, question came up about where the recordings for this session and others will be available. They'll be available in about a week at the same location where you signed up for this. All right, I will get out of the way. And now it's Pace College of New York. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Drennan. I am an undergraduate admission counselor here at Pace University in New York State. We do have two campuses. We have our downtown Manhattan campus right in New York City, and we have our Westchester County campus just north of New York City. And I'll go over those two campuses now. So our New York City campus, like I said, it's right in the financial district. It's about a block away from the Brooklyn Bridge. It's a couple blocks away from the Freedom Tower. We're also about a 5-minute walk away from Wall Street. Something cool about our New York City campus is a lot of city schools are spread out, but Pace is not. It is all within a 5-block radius of each other. So you never have to take the subway to get to class. Everything is right there in walking distance, so it's very convenient. We do have 4 residence halls on the New York City campus. 2 of them are primarily for freshmen. One of them is called 182 Broadway, and it is more suite style, so it will be 3 or 4 people in a room and shared bathrooms just with the people in your room. And that one has views of the Freedom Tower. And then a couple of blocks away is Maria's Tower, which is actually located on top of our main building, One Pace Plaza. And that one is more corridor style, so it will be 2 people in a room and shared bathrooms on the floor. Housing is guaranteed all 4 years as long as you submit your deposit before May 1st, but it is also never required. So you could live on campus or off campus. That is completely up to you. About 75% of our first year students do live on campus, so it's not a huge community school. For the most part, students are coming and living on campus. We actually do have students from 48 different states, so you will not be alone in coming to New York and maybe navigating it for the first time. Now a little bit about our Westchester campus. So our Westchester campus is just north of New York City. It's in a more suburban area and it's a more traditional college campus. It has the grass and the trees that the New York City campus lacks a little bit. Overall, we have about 9,000 undergraduate students. There's about 6,000 on the New York City campus and about 3,000 on the Westchester campus. So the Westchester campus is about half the size population-wise, and we are a small to medium-sized school in general. The Westchester campus is great because you do get the best of both worlds, where you have that traditional college campus, but you do also have access to New York City through our free shuttle that runs between the 2 campuses and using the Metro North. And if you're interested in athletics, we are Division II, and that is only offered on the Westchester campus. Here at Pace, we have something that we call the Pace Path. It's kind of like every student's individualized roadmap. It's how we combine your academic growth, your personal growth, and your professional growth. So every student, when they first come to Pace, is required to take a class called University 101. It is taught by an academic advisor. It is a pass-fail course, so it really is just for the student's benefit. And they'll ask you questions such as, do you want to study abroad? How many internships do you want to do? How many clubs do you want to join? Do you want to double major? So you're going to get that hands-on help navigating that first semester at Pace. It's kind of like a transitioning class from being a senior in high school to a freshman in college, planning out your 4 years while keeping your eye on the prize, which is to graduate in 4 years. A little bit about our academics. We do have more than 150 undergraduate majors, so we are very academically diverse. Our average classroom size is about 18 to 20 students in a classroom, so fairly small classroom sizes. You get a lot of one-to-one time with your professor. You're never sitting in a huge lecture hall with 300 students. For the most part, our majors do overlap between campuses, although there are some that are specific to campus. For example, our School of Performing Arts is only offered on the New York City campus. And another example is our nursing program, which is a direct admit program, is only offered on the Westchester campus. We have an incredible career center at Pace, one of the biggest in the New York metro area. At the Career Center, they will help you build your resume, write cover letters. They will do practice mock interviews with you. They'll help you build your LinkedIn. Even if you're undecided and you're not sure where you want to intern, you can go to them and tell them what you're interested in, and they'll tell you where we sent students in the past. We have great alumni connections, and there is no shortage in the New York metro area of those companies looking for young interns. So sometimes students will do two or three internships during their time at Pace. A Pace education does cost less than you think. We do offer financial aid and merit scholarships. So when you apply, you are automatically considered for merit scholarships. You don't need to do anything extra. All you need to do is apply, and you have that automatic consideration. And that can range from $13,000 to $29,000 per year. And you would find that out when you get your decision letter. And then you can also apply for financial aid through the FAFSA, which is the free federal financial aid application. And that's how you can receive grants and loans. And as you can see up here on the slide, more than 95% of our first year students do receive some sort of financial aid. Up on the slide, we also have our merit scholarship calculator, so you can go onto our website and kind of get a rough idea of what you would be receiving. Now for application requirements, we are on the Common App, as well as we have our own Pace University application if you're already doing the Common App, and that's easier, then go right ahead and do that. We do ask for your official high school transcript. The average GPA for an incoming student is a 3.3. We do have a very holistic reviewing process of the application, so we're not just going to look at one aspect of your application and make a decision. We really want to understand where you're coming from as an applicant. As you can see, we are fully test optional. You will still be considered for merit scholarship and for the Honors College. And then we ask for 2 letters of recommendation and an essay or personal statement. These are the deadlines we have. If you are applying for fall 2021, we do have early action and early decision, as well as regular decision. And if you want to take a picture of this, there's my contact information. It has my email and my Zoom information for the meeting after this. Thank you all so much for listening. I will pass it over to the next presenter.
Thank you, Jess, and we appreciate that. Again, a reminder for everyone, you are going to ask a question and it's specific to a particular school. Please include that school in your question. Next up, the University of Redlands.
Good afternoon, and welcome to University of Redlands, and I'm going to introduce my colleague here today. So fun fact number 1 about the University of Redlands is that we do have a live mascot. So her name is Addie. We have had a live mascot since 1917, and she has an Instagram following if you'd like to follow a university mascot. So let's talk about a little bit about the University of Redlands. We are in Redlands, California, which is just east of the Los Angeles area. So you get to take full advantage of the sunshine of Los Angeles or the sunshine of Southern California, and yet you're still in the same time zone and able to easily get to and from your college community back to Spokane. So notice we are just east of LA, and I think a lot of students are excited about the access to the urban community that is Los Angeles, and we definitely take full advantage of that. But I also like to point out that being on the edge of LA means that you're also on the edge of the outdoors. Yes, there are outdoors and there's outdoor opportunities in Southern California. So just to the north of us and just to the south of us are actually mountain ranges. So Big Bear, which is downhill skiing, is about 1 hour and 15 minutes away. To the east of us, you'll get to the deserts, and Joshua Tree and Coachella Valley are about an hour and a half away from the campus. And we have a very outdoorsy feel to our community, and a lot of students are quite involved. We are a campus of about 2,400 students, liberal arts and sciences, plus pre-professional programs. And we have about 40 different academic programs of study. At the university, we really stress connecting with your classmates, connecting with your faculty, and our average class size is 19, which is going to allow for that interdisciplinary, those discussions to happen in lots of different ways. We really also stress interdisciplinary learning, and a lot of that comes from the Johnston Center. Johnston is actually a specific major. It's actually a college within the university where students build and create their own academic program. Well, it's not for everybody because you actually have kind of no holds barred in the Johnston program, and some students need a little bit more structure. What I like about the Johnston Center is it really has impacted the rest of campus. Flexibility, hands-on learning, the opportunity to think about how do I interconnect things together. Those are all really important parts of an education at the University of Redlands. As I mentioned earlier, you can see mountains in the background there. We also have a calendar at Redlands, which has a May term. So what is a May term? We have 2 semesters followed by a 1-month intensive course of your own choosing. It tends to be a little bit different, kind of alternative, hands-on, and you can see a couple of examples there. What is Internet Afterlife? What happens to all your stuff when you put it out there in the internet? It's actually a really fun class to take. Our business department actually teaches a class on networking, understanding all those different sorts of things as you head out into the business world beyond your time at Redlands. Study abroad, we have over 100 different programs available to students, and over half of our students study overseas. We do have our premier program in Salzburg, Austria for the last 40 years. Students live in a castle. We own our own castle and take full advantage of the whole European continent throughout that program. But again, we have about 100 different programs available. And I mentioned May term just a second ago. May term also has travel classes, so 12 to 15 different travel classes, so short-term travel classes are available to students as a part of May term. So you can go overseas more than once, and you can also go overseas as a first-year student. At Redlands, we know this is an investment. We know all colleges are an investment, but we want to make sure that it's a 4-year one at Redlands. We have a promise and a guarantee that you will graduate in 4 years. As long as you've declared your major on time and enrolled full-time, you've done your part, we will make sure that we will do ours as well. Probably one of the most important parts about your campus experience at Redlands will start in housing. And all of our students, or almost all of our students, 90% of them, live on campus for all 4 years. We really stress that it's learning both in and out of the classroom, and this is where it's going to start. And so we're an involved campus. I think we're a place where students are excited because there are so many things going on. Athletics is one big part of the university. We're a member of the NCAA Division III. And in the last 7 or 8 seasons, about 3/4 of our teams have competed nationally or have placed nationally or ranked nationally, and is a big part of our school spirit at the university. I'll also point out our service. Service is a big part of the university and actually is also a part of us academically. Students have to think about community service learning. How am I going to do what I'm doing in the classroom and take it and put it out there into the community and be that socially aware, socially conscious, involved citizen? We want to be sure that you're taking your Redlands education and making an impact. I always like to point out that it's actually greener than people think than Southern California. So we are on the Common Application. You've heard that word already a couple of times. And we are a test optional institution. As I like to say, we're test optional forever. We are a place that really values that 4 years of college, of high school, excuse me, as we're evaluating you for college. And so if you have not been able to take the SAT this year or the ACT, please don't worry about it. Optional truly means optional. When we're reviewing your application for admissions, I'm your lucky winner. I'm the person that reviews all the applications from the state of Washington. I myself am a native Washingtonian, and you'll be reviewed for admission as well as scholarships in that process. Students that are test optional that are not providing their test scores also will be considered fully for scholarships, which range between $28,000 and $31,000 per year. And over 95 or close to 95% of our students receive some sort of financial aid. We know, again, that this is an investment, so we're also invested in you. Lots of different ways to connect with us, and I hope you'll take advantage of them, not just with Redlands, but other institutions. And obviously I have contact information as well, and I'd love to see you later. I don't have Addie for real, I have her here, but we'd love to see you at 4 o'clock. And let's turn things over to the next presenter.
Thank you, Anna. One more reminder, if you have questions, please drop them in the Q&A for each of our presenters or any of our presenters. Up next, Florida Southern College.
So, hello everyone, my name is Shannon Barnes. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at Florida Southern College. I am originally from Washington, so if you have questions about moving literally all the way across the country to go to college, definitely let me know. It's a big transition, but it's a really cool one. Contrary to the name, Florida Southern is actually in the middle of the state of Florida, right in the middle of Tampa and Orlando in a town called Lakeland. Lakeland is about half the size of Spokane, so it's a decent size. You've got two big cities within about an hour's drive, and we're a relatively small school. We're about 3,000 total students. So within those 3,000 students, those are broken down into a wide variety of programs. Some of the big ones for us are things like nursing. We are a direct entry nursing program, business, education, accounting, but we're also a pretty strong arts and sciences school. So if you're interested in something like musical theater or music education, let me know and I'd be happy to connect you with those resources as well. Ultimately, we are really focused on engaged learning. It's something we've won a lot of awards for. We want to make sure that you're getting hands-on in the classroom right away. So first years are going to dive into science research early on. Communication students are going to work with our CNN affiliate TV station there. People who are interested in business are going to get involved in the Wall Street simulator. All majors are optional to apply to the honors program if that's something you're interested in doing for kind of interdisciplinary extra challenges. And because we are a primarily undergraduate school, all of your classes are going to be taught by professors. We don't have any graduate students teaching classes. One of the things that we really kind of think about when we're looking at a Florida Southern education is making sure that students have access to a wide variety of experiences here at FSC. We have what we call kind of the 3 guarantees, which form the backbone of the FSC education. We guarantee that every single student is going to get the chance to study abroad, do an internship, and graduate in 4 years. And one of the cool things about that is that the study abroad programs are actually partially or fully covered by your tuition. So a lot of them are free for you to go on, which is a nice added bonus. With us being located in Lakeland, you've got a ton of different opportunities for internships. You can see some of the places that we've had students intern and get jobs in down at the bottom there. We have a phenomenal placement rate. We're really proud of our students. About a third of our students will continue on to graduate school. So if you're interested in going to medical school, dental school, vet school, going to law school, getting your MBA, all of those different professional degrees, we can definitely help with that. And about 2/3 of our students will continue on directly into the workforce. As you're thinking about what living on campus is like, Florida Southern is a super beautiful place to live. We are actually a National Historic Landmark for our collection of Frank Lloyd Wright architecture. So if you're an architecture buff, it's a pretty cool place to explore. We're right across the street from Lake Hollingsworth, which you can see down in the bottom left there, and we guarantee housing for all 4 years. We're a Division II school, so if you're interested in playing sports for the Division II teams, I can definitely connect you with the coaches. If you're like me and you're not an athlete in the traditional sense, there's things like esports and water skiing from the club sports options, and everything from basketball and soccer all the way through to life-size Mario Kart as an option for intramural sports. So there's definitely ways to stay active and engaged on campus without being part of the Division II teams as well. And I mentioned being engaged on campus. That's something that we really see as a common thread among our students. Our really close-knit community is a super great aspect of Florida Southern. We see students getting involved in a really wide variety of things. So whether your passion lies in community service, getting involved in campus ministries or Greek life, being part of things like the Allies Club, we really see our students taking advantage of all those different clubs and organizations to be hands-on with their learning both in and outside the classroom. One of the other cool things that I'm personally a big fan of is that Florida Southern runs a series called Discover Florida, where they'll take you to go like bioluminescent kayaking or swim with manatees or go into Orlando to go to the theme parks. And so you really are in a perfect place to explore both the Central Florida area in general and Florida as a state. They've even gone to the Everglades. Application-wise, we are a free application and we are a test optional application, and that again goes for both the college and the honors program. We're on the common application and the coalition application, so if you're completing those for other schools, you can just add us to the list, or you can submit the Florida Southern specific application. In addition to the application itself, we'll ask for your high school transcripts, a letter of recommendation, and a personal statement, and we typically admit about 50 to 51% of the students who apply. Your application to Florida Southern also acts as your application to our scholarships. So those start at about $7,000 a year and go up to about $21,000 a year. Those are renewable for all 4 years. And I actually act as your financial aid counselor as well. So I'm the person that you can text if you're like, hey, Shannon, I have a question about my merit scholarships. That's what I'm here for. We are also a scholarship stacking school. So if you're receiving additional scholarships from local areas, or if you're getting scholarships through like being part of our music ensembles, those will stack on top of your merit scholarships. There are also a couple of prestige scholarship programs that do require a separate application, but can cover up to full cost. So we're open for visits and have a ton of virtual visit options. So definitely use that Experience FSC link to check out some of the virtual tours and different videos and things that are available. And I will wrap up with a quick link to my information and my Zoom meeting.
Shannon, thank you very much. I want to remind everyone who is attending so far to ask any questions you have using the Q&A button, and if it's for a specific institution, please make sure that you indicate that in your question. We will continue now with Carroll College. You are
hello. Sorry about that.
There you go.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name's Hannah Sylvester. I'm an admission counselor for Carroll College. I get the chance to work with all of you from Spokane. I actually am also from Spokane, so I went to North Central High School and I graduated in 2015 from there. Went directly on to Carroll and just graduated in May of 2019. So I'm really excited to be with you today and to talk a little bit about what that transition could look like and if Carroll could be the right fit for what you're looking for in your college experience. So if you are not familiar with Carroll, we are a small, private, Catholic, liberal arts college in Helena, Montana, which is a lot of adjectives, but we'll break it down. We are located in Helena, Montana. So if you're not familiar as much with Montana, Helena is the capital. It's about a 5-hour drive from Spokane to Helena. It's really beautiful, all along the I-90, beautiful mountains. It's just a really nice drive. And what's nice about our location is that we're in the capital city, so there's tons of internships and lots of opportunities to get involved in the local community. It's about 30,000 people in the town, so it's a little smaller, but it's a very vibrant community, I think, especially because of the state government. If you're interested in anything like pre-law or political science, it is a really great place to do internships and get involved with local elections. And we do have what's called a 3-3 program with a law school in Montana where you can cut a year off your education and become a lawyer a year earlier. So let me know if you have questions about that. And Montana, you know, really beautiful outdoors. Those 2 pictures in the upper left there are our students in the camp program, which is the Carroll Adventure and Mountaineering program. So academics at Carroll, we are traditionally recognized for our academic rigor and are typically, or for the last 10 years, we've been voted best in the West for our region. And this year we were #1 for undergraduate teaching. So we really pride ourselves on pretty rigorous academics at Carroll. You'll definitely work really hard in the classroom. Our top programs tend to be things like pre-medicine, pre-dental. We have a program called anthrozoology, which is the study of the human and animal bond. And you actually get to work with horses and dogs within that major, which is really awesome. And then we do have a really top-notch nursing program as well. So if you're interested in the health fields, we have an 85% acceptance rate to medical and dental school. And we frequently have students go to med school at UW, WSU, and PNWU, which are 3 medical schools in the state of Washington. So with our academics at Carroll, one of the big important parts is that we're really small. We are really focused on that kind of interaction between you and your faculty members, and our average class size is 14. Our overall campus community is 1,200 students. With that, we really want you to take your education and apply it to the real world, whether that's Helena or Spokane or somewhere else kind of in the US. So we do offer lots of internships, lots of opportunities to do research with your faculty, and we do have study abroad opportunities. Sometimes people think with a small campus, we can't offer you all these things like study abroad, but we definitely do. About 25% of our students do study abroad. So if it's something you want to do, the option is definitely there. In terms of campus life, I mentioned we work really hard in the classroom, and because of that, we also try to kind of stay well-rounded and get involved on campus. So we have about 300 events on campus every year. We have a really vibrant theater program, and we have a variety of student clubs plus NAIA athletics. So if you're interested in being on an athletic team at Carroll, definitely let me know and I can get you in touch with the coaches because we do have scholarships available. Carroll is a Catholic college. That's another one of those adjectives I mentioned at the beginning. And we're about 45% Catholic, 55% not Catholic. So you don't have to be Catholic to come to Carroll, but we do have tons of opportunity to grow in your faith, whatever faith that is. And we really want you to grow not just academically at Carroll, but also spiritually, professionally, kind of as a whole person. We do have lots of retreats. We have daily mass Sunday through Thursday and lots of opportunities for growing deeper in your faith. In terms of kind of making a Carroll education a reality, we want it to be a good investment for you. So we're always willing to talk through your unique financial situation and kind of see if this is a good fit. We do offer merit scholarships between $16,000 and $23,000 a year, and that is just the beginning of your financial aid award. So we stack things. You can apply for extra awards. We do have, like I mentioned, athletic scholarships, and then we also have our own Carroll need-based aid as well. So next steps, if you're thinking, okay, maybe Carroll could be the right school for me, but I don't know, a good way to figure that out is to visit. We are doing tours, so if you want to talk your parents into taking a little road trip, it's a really nice community here, and we could do an in-person tour for you on our campus. If that's not going to work out, we are offering virtual tours. So those go Monday and Fridays at 10 a.m. your time. So let me know and I can get you the links for that if you're interested. And then apply. Carroll does have a free application and we are test optional. So you don't need a test score. And that includes our nursing program. So I know sometimes students are concerned about that, but our nursing program is also test optional. Okay, so again, I'm from Spokane. I really loved my time at Carroll. If you have any questions, please let me know. We really pride ourselves on being admission counselors at Carroll, not just recruiters. So I want to work with you, figure out what school might be right for you, kind of your future path and what you're interested in. And if you are interested in kind of learning more or getting any of your questions answered, this is my Zoom meeting code down here. So you can take your cell phone out, take a picture of this, and I'm happy to communicate however you want to. If you want to email, if you want to call, if you want to text, I'm totally fine doing any of those methods. But if you're interested in getting some more individual questions answered, that is my Zoom meeting code down there. So I look forward to hopefully meeting some of you, and I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Hannah. And we have one more presentation in this session, and that will be from Rocky Mountain College.
Can you guys hear me? I'm not sure that my mic is, it is working. Okay. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Tori and I work at Rocky Mountain College. I'm admissions counselor here for the Spokane area. I actually grew up over in Post Falls, Idaho, so super familiar with that area and glad to be working with students from that area. A little bit about Rocky. We were founded in 1878. We are Montana's oldest school, founded actually before Montana was a state. We are a small private four-year school grounded in the liberal arts. We are made up of a diverse student body, so we're made up of about 48 different states and 16 different countries. We are historically affiliated with 3 different churches, United Church of Christ, the Presbyterian Church, and the Methodist Church, but you're not required to be of one of those religions to attend Rocky. And of course, our programs have been accredited by the Northwest Commission. We're located in Billings, Montana, which is the largest city in Montana. We have about 125,000 people here. Lots of things to do here as far as outdoors, if you're into the fine arts, of course, lots of shopping, entertainment, and we have lots of good eateries here in Billings as well. So why would you consider RMC? Some things that we are known for, couple things, average class size here is 14 students. So very small, very hands-on, personalized. You'll get to know your professors very well and other students within the Rocky community. We do offer students a 98% job placement rate and graduate school placement rate upon finishing their degree. That's largely in part to about 88% of our students complete an internship, so they have that hands-on job-related experience prior to even graduating. And for students interested in any sort of pre-med type program, we do have a 90% medical school placement rate. We do offer 52 different majors here. Some of our most unique majors include aviation, equestrian, but of course we offer all those pre-med type tracks, business, psychology, and all pre-professional programs listed there as well. Transformational learning. This is something that Rocky really emphasizes in all of our degrees. We want students to really have the opportunity to study outside the walls of the classroom and learn from professionals in their field to supplement their degree and give them that hands-on experience. So our student life here at Rocky, even though we are a small school, we have lots of things going on. Our outdoor rec program is probably our most popular program. It allows students to go on weekend trips like skiing, rafting, hiking, really experiencing Montana out in the outdoors. But other than that, we offer intramurals, lots of student clubs from the Lego Club, esports, Young Women in Business. So there's tons of things to do on campus. We do also offer athletics. We are NAIA. I would love to help you get started on the recruitment process if you're looking to do collegiate athletics. I played volleyball here at Rocky, so I'd love to get in touch with you about the recruiting process and how that's going. Offer lots of different athletics, football, of course, volleyball, soccer, basketball, our most unique collegiate sport that we offer. We do have a downhill skiing program. So cost to attend for Rocky, this is the breakdown here. Total with meal, room, tuition, $39,182. Of course, we do offer on average about $24,500 in aid for students. And we are more than welcome to work with you on a personalized basis to really make Rocky a reality if you'd like to attend here. We have lots of different scholarships for students, special talent scholarships such as athletics, aviation scholarships, esports, and music. All these scholarships are based off of tryout, interview, or audition, and they range from about $500 to $2,000 a year. And then we do offer first-year merit scholarships for students. As you can see, they range from $9,000 to $17,000. That's based off of your high school GPA. We are test score optional, so I do encourage students to go ahead and apply for admission. It is free to apply with no essay requirement, and upon admission, you're automatically awarded one of these merit scholarships. But of course, like I said before, we are test score optional, so no need to worry if you didn't get the opportunity to test due to the pandemic. And then of course we do offer, this is new this year, we have RMC Promise Scholarship. So to be eligible for this, you have to have a cumulative GPA of 3.4 or higher, and you must be Pell eligible. So this means that you do have to file a FAFSA to see if you're eligible to receive this. But if you are eligible to receive this, after all of your other aid, this RMC Promise Scholarship will come into play and cover the rest of your tuition. Perfect. So just to reiterate, like I said, please apply for admission if you do get the opportunity. It is free, and we'll have an admissions decision for you within 2 weeks. If you do have some more questions and want to chat after this, I'll stop sharing my screen here. My link for my Zoom is actually just posted right behind me if you want to take a screenshot of that, but I look forward to working with you guys. Thank you.
Tori, thank you very much, and thank you to all of our presenters. We've got about 5 minutes or so left. If everyone wants to, on our panel, wants to talk about some of the more general questions that you've faced, or if there are any of in the Q&A that apply to everyone that you want to talk about right now.
So I actually do see in the Q&A there was a question about PACE and how we differ from other local universities, so other schools in New York City. I would say for something that sets us apart is our internship placement program. So our students will do 2 or 3 internships. We really have hands-on career services where they're going to help you apply. They're going to tell you exactly how to apply with your cover letters. We have the highest placement in internships in the New York metro area, and also that we do have kind of that close-knit community. A lot of New York City schools are spread out, but Pace University has that corner of the city where even though we are an urban campus and an open campus, we do have you know, those student settings where they can hang out. We have a courtyard, we have community settings for students to feel that close-knit type of way.
We want to keep going with that, and just the distinguished and the interesting things about each of us. We can all kind of add that in, and Jess had a great starting off point. I think one of the things that I love about that distinguish us, I think, from a lot of places is that we do have a really strong social consciousness at the University of Redlands. And we actually have a requirement. We think we're the only non-faith-based university that has a service requirement. We ask all of our students to do some sort of service learning course or long-term service project to really understand how you can make that impact and understand how service can really be a part of a lot of aspects. It actually came out of a student initiative, and then it turned into a curricular requirement about a decade later. And it's been an important part, an important cornerstone of our education for about 30 years.
I guess I can jump in and go next on that. I think one of the things that I really appreciate about Florida Southern is the model that we use for career advising. We have a kind of 3-pronged system where if you're involved in the health professions, you actually get a specialized advisor starting your first year. And if you're in the business program, you get a specialized advisor. So having someone that is an expert in medical school admissions or an expert in helping you find like MBA options to explore, I think that's a really cool thing for us being a small school, that level of like very specific industry oriented career advising. Plus it's a super beautiful place to go to school. It's hard to beat an average of 74 degrees and being able to do your homework by the pool.
I can go next. So I think one thing that really distinguishes Carroll is just, I would call us like a hidden gem. And I think last couple years we've won this award called the Hidden Gem Award. And I think just from going to Carroll, like when I was looking at Carroll, I hadn't really heard of it before. And then all of a sudden you hear about it and then it's like, oh, my dentist or my teacher, or I know there's teachers at some of the local high schools in Spokane that went to Carroll. And I think, you know, for a small school in Montana, we send our medical students to the Mayo Clinic. And last year we had 5 nursing students that went on to work at the Mayo Clinic. So even though we're small, I think we're mighty, small but mighty. So that's what I would say.
I guess I will go next. Something that I really liked about Rocky, I'm also a graduate of Rocky, is really just the very small community. I know you've heard that a lot in this presentation from all these private schools, but that was personally very important to me in my college search. I was kind of tired of just, you know, walking through crowded hallways, being in these crowded classrooms, and I was really just kind of tired of not making meaningful connections with not only teachers, but other students. And that is what Rocky provided for me. Even working here at Rocky now, it's really, really great to still talk with the professors and still have connections with them and connections with alumni that are very lasting and very meaningful relationships. So I really love that Rocky can provide that for students.
So good. It's hard to come up with something because I think as a whole, there's a lot of similar values and things of overlap between all of us. So it's fun to see that, but also I'm like, oh, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. So you guys are awesome. I'd say one thing for me that just stood out to me throughout my time at GCU was our professors and the relationships that students are able to create with their professors because of small class sizes. But like at GCU, most professor always like, how'd you make a name tag so they knew your name throughout your time at GCU, and not just like it didn't stop at when that class ended. It was throughout your time, and our professors all have open door office hours so that you're able to just go in and talk to them. They're huge for networking opportunities, but also they just want to like know you and support you throughout your time. So I'd say that's huge. And then our ACE centers throughout campus, that's academic and career excellence. So they are connecting you with student worker positions, internship opportunities, making sure you're doing well in your classes, and just really their start to finish to make sure that your time is spent well and that you have the support that you need throughout college and beyond.
I want to thank everyone for joining us for this session, and thank you to all of the presenters as well. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted. Be sure to sign up for additional ones at the same place you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings. Again, the same place that you signed up for this session. Again, thank you to our presenters and to all of you for attending. Have a great rest of your evening.